Oh god, people are gonna hate me. Whatever. Let's just get with the show. Hello everybody to the second episode of AniBabble, the only show on the internet where, guess what? We're three idiots talking about anime. May not be the only show, but it's there, I promise. I'm your main host and biggest annoyance, Blake Mitchell.
I am Zemi, also known as Lily, and I am the speculations enthusiast.
Hey, I'm Rairu, also known as Ray, also known as the Archduke of the uncaring void between the stars.
I'm disappointed.
What, are you disappointed? Is that not good enough for you? I'll go get a better one.
No, I love it, but I'm disappointed. Why did you go Archduke?
Why? What's wrong with Archduke?
Why wouldn't you go with like anything else?
Because.
That's not an answer, that's a link word.
Because it's nonsensical.
What even is an Archduke?
It's an Archduke. It's like a duke, but an arch. You know?
It's like a duke, but an arch.
No.
If you're like a duke, but you're like a little bit above it. Look, I'll go look this up here. Oh, apparently it's specific to sovereign princes of the former ruling house of Austria.
Is it really?
Let me look this up. Definition. Oh yeah, no, it's either a sovereign prince or it's mostly specifically that. That's interesting. The more you know.
So you're from Austria, but also in space.
Space Austria.
Ah, my favorite country. Space Schwarzenegger.
There you go.
Alright, what do you want to talk about first? Because I got a thing involving Kyoto, a thing involving Trigger, and a thing involving ReZero.
Let's go from least spicy to most spicy. Are any of these spicy?
Not spicy in terms of like sexual.
No, that's
arousal,
not what I mean. No, I mean,
but in terms of like how important the news is, yeah, okay, it's the exact order that I said it was in. So, all right. During all of this great stuff that's been happening recently, Kyoto was like, you know what? Let's make over a dozen of our like anime releases free to watch online for just everybody who's stuck at home.
Oh.
The same company that was burned down and very clearly needs the money was just like, whatever, you guys can have them.
Oh, you could have made bank. No.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, don't. Oh, I know you care about us, but still.
The shows that they're releasing for free go from March 16th to March 25th. So they're starting with The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya and K-On! K-On! Season 2 is getting split. Love Chunibyo and Other Delusions. Season 2 of that. Sound Euphonium. Heyoka? I've never heard of that one. And Air. They also have like the movies and stuff that are going in that. So like that's pretty neat. So get a bunch of free anime because Kyoto was like, you know, all them diseases that's been going around.
Mm-hmm. Until further notice, Earth has been cancelled.
The second story involves Trigger. On March 21st, their new show, Brand New Animal, premiered on Netflix.
It's out yet? Wait,
was that the one about the Tanooks? Was that?
The main girl is a Tanak.
there is. Yeah.
And
nice.
but like all of the characters are both human and female.
What?
Human and
Only
animal.
women. Only.
Only women.
Only. Oh.
Wait, it's already out?
March 21st.
Okay.
Is when it premiered.
Okay.
I know you were excited to see that one, though.
Yeah, I didn't know it was out yet. Well, I'm gonna go watch that after this.
I want to watch it too because it looks great, and also the main character is cute. It's a sports anime. Keep that in mind.
Oh, it is? What?
Yeah, she plays basketball.
Huh?
The promo image was her playing basketball.
Well, I figured Studio Trigger wouldn't really do a sports anime.
It's like it's just on the line of sports anime. I've seen a clip. It's Trigger sports anime.
I mean, you don't have to be disappointed. There's no reason to be disappointed. It's Studio Trigger. Sports anime is nothing to be disappointed about, from my understanding.
The last story that we have is ReZero Season 2. Everybody knows this because it was a super big deal. It got delayed because of coronavirus concerns.
Earth has been cancelled, everyone! It's gone! No more! Not allowed.
I would rather them delay it and be fine than not delay it and not be fine.
I mean, yeah, there's more important things to be worried about. But Earth is cancelled! You guys.
To kind of go more into this, immediately after the article that I found this on was released, the creators, or some of the White Fox staff, that the people that animate ReZero, they said that original work was done in Japan, but painting and specific animation were produced by outsourcing companies in China.
Oh no.
Yeah, so like, that's common. China and Korea are always outsourced with anime and stuff like that. So that's common. So that's why it got delayed. Lily, you watched it. I know you didn't, Ray. Wait, it ended fine. They didn't have to make another season. Like, I'm happy. I would like to watch. But it ended okay. They could have never made a second season and I would have been perfectly satisfied.
No. ReZero is popular, yes?
Yes.
Oh, this is why.
It also sells boner statues.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
It's a lucrative anime.
Lucrative? What does that word mean?
It brings in the bucks.
Yeah, no, I keep seeing those little maid girls everywhere. I assume that's from ReZero.
Yeah.
Maid girls, yeah.
Yes,
them.
Rem
and Ram.
Yes, them. I know nothing, dear audience. Absolutely nothing.
Those maid girls.
I'm trying very hard.
No.
Alright, news is over. Close the book. News, done. Don't need that shit no more. No more news.
No more news.
You want to know what we talk about now?
Spirited Away. I suppose I should take this time to mention that this is my first time watching a Ghibli movie, because I don't think Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch counts. Because that is a video game.
Is it pronounced Ghibli or Ghibli?
Oh, that's a good question.
I've always said Ghibli.
It's Ghibli?
Ghibli, okay.
Hold on.
Alright. Anyways, I have seen this movie now, and I have now seen a Ghibli movie. I have done it. No one can be mad at me now.
You weren't really missing much.
No, but like, people love Ghibli.
Yeah, for reasons that I don't understand.
No, like, I mean,
listen, motherfucker.
Look, I go to an art school. Like, you know how many people talk about Ghibli?
Everyone.
We have a whole animation department that would go nuts if I told them that I hadn't watched a Ghibli movie before this.
I mean, you think that's bad. I went to a school where nobody knew what the fuck Totoro was. So
That's kind of impressive, all things considered.
I mean, I didn't know Totoro for the longest time. I still haven't even seen that movie.
No, but like, you don't, like, never even seen him on, like, phone cases or anything.
I have, but you can see the thing, but not know what it is.
I mean, yeah, but it's like kind of that thing that's in you, like your peripheral, like, consciousness. He's there, always, watching you, with his unblinking eyes.
So, the dynamic here is that Blake doesn't like Ghibli movies. I love Ghibli movies, and Ray hasn't seen many.
None. I have seen Spirited Away, because Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch does not count.
They're not. They don't. We'll get into it here in a moment. Obviously, everyone knows Spirited Away. Hopefully, everyone knows Spirited Away.
I'd sure hope so.
I would
In what case, and if you don't, what are you doing here? Like, please.
I would also like to point out that this was my pick, and Spirited Away is my favorite Ghibli movie. Everybody has their Ghibli movie, quote-unquote. Most people, at least.
Like,
I have one that I really hate that I want to call mine because I hate it the most.
We'll get to that one later. I'm sure we'll watch it at some point. Maybe. I keep making promises. We're never gonna keep all these.
But yeah, my quote-unquote Ghibli movie is Spirited Away, and I wanted to share it with the both of my two very good friends because it's special to me. I love it. And I enjoyed watching it again for the millionth time.
Kind of like Me and the Iron Giant. That's a superior film in just about every way.
I'm gonna
let you know right now. I know I'm not saying that the Iron Giant is bad. It's a good movie. I liked it when I watched it, but I enjoyed Spirited Away significantly more the 100 times that I had watched it than the one time that I had watched the Iron Giant.
You want to know what other movies I haven't seen?
Have you not seen the Iron Giant?
Nope.
It's good. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna yell at you because it's kind of a underrated, like, lowball film. But,
but everyone I've heard talk about it has like gushed about it endlessly, and I feel obligated to watch it at some point.
It is my favorite movie. I own the like special collector's edition of it that they only made like you think a couple thousand of. It's pretty.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it's. I love that movie.
Man, you have a lot of cool things.
But to be fair, I've only seen the Iron Giant once, and it was in high school. So, or no, it might have been college that I had seen it, like freshman year. I'm not sure. Anyway, I only saw it once.
I watched that fucker on VHS about 100 times, and then I just continued to watch it as I grew up.
I'm just gonna decide not to talk about the videos and movies that I saw when I was a youngster and played 10,000 times, because none of them were good. You guys remember... you guys remember Over the Hedge? I do.
Over the Hedge! I played the Over the Hedge PS2 video game, and let me tell you, that shit sucked. It was not fun. Video
game movies are not good.
It's not a video game. They made a... Whoa.
Alright. Anyways, Spirited Away.
It is a critical success.
Yes.
It was released in 2001 on July 20th. Lily, can you read the Japanese name for me?
Sento Chihiro no Kamikakushi.
This movie was obviously a resounding success. Everyone knows it. It's received very well. It made a significant amount of funds. I don't know if this is when it came out originally or if this is overtime. If this is overtime, that is a really low amount, but if it's the original airing, then it's high.
I think it might have been the original.
$347.7 million in box office. And that's in Japan only.
Damn.
It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a frame of reference to see how much that is compared to a lot of other movies, but I can say it's a lot.
Your Name made that worldwide.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. A Silent Voice from last time made 30 million worldwide. What I found super interesting while I was perusing the wiki for researching this episode, Disney did the dub of this film.
Mm-hmm.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
They don't own the rights to, like, publish it and stuff. That's G-Kids. But Disney did the dub.
Fun fact. The same English voice actor for Chihiro is the same voice actor for Lilo in Lilo and Stitch.
I didn't hear it. Even when you pointed it out, I didn't hear it.
Oh, I definitely heard it. I heard it when I was a kid, even.
Maybe I need to rewatch Lilo and Stitch. That is a significantly better film.
I think you guys need to sit down and watch Lilo and Stitch with me, because I haven't viewed that movie either to completion.
Hold on.
Oh my god.
We have to watch all of it. You gotta watch Lilo and Stitch, and then Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch has a glitch, and then Leroy and Stitch.
This is a full thing. Alright, let's start at the beginning, shall we? So we open up in a car ride.
Yeah. Isn't there something with Haku first?
No.
We open up with Chihiro in her car and her parents off to drive to their new home. Chihiro's very upset, of course, because she's moving to a new school, a new home, leave all her friends behind. Typical childhood upsetness, you know that you were a child once.
Mm-hmm.
Another important thing that I didn't realize my previous times watching this movie, she has this card that comes with a bouquet of flowers, and these are sweet peas. And something happens later that I didn't notice. It's very subtle. that I didn't notice previously watching this movie.
Yeah, we'll get to that point.
Do we know what was on the card? Because it didn't have any subtitles.
No, it didn't have any.
I believe Chihiro reads off what the card is supposed to say.
It's something, but the most important thing is it's got her name on it, and that'll be important later.
Yeah.
It was a goodbye present, I think. And she's upset that it's like the first time she's gotten a bouquet of flowers. And it's like a goodbye gift.
Who would want a bouquet of flowers as a gift?
It's like the gesture, I don't know.
It dies. It's just a wait.
Yeah, but they're pretty for like 3 days.
Get fake flowers. Same pretty, but fake.
You know, but like that would make somebody upset for some reason. Listen, I don't pretend to understand it either, but it has unknown significance.
I understand. Also, in this scene, in all of the scenes involving the car, it's on the American side.
What?
When he's driving, it's on the American side of driving.
But in the shots that are outside of the car, it's on the left side of the road.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. Why?
Also,
her dad is very USA dad.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That is an American father right there.
He dresses exactly like my dad.
Are you sure your dad's not actually dad from Spirited Away?
No, because his face and head shape are all different.
Is your dad Japanese?
No.
Does this movie take place in Japan?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's the only thing that would make sense.
But the car.
Listen, one of us has to look this up afterwards because this is gonna bug me after you've brought this up.
What?
The
car is exactly what I'm saying.
No. Is that the case in like the original version, in the not dubbed version? Rather, is that something that was changed when it was localized?
I can check right now if you want.
Probably not. I'm not sure. I don't think that they would change that. I don't think Hayao Miyazaki would allow that.
Yeah, he had like direct correlation with Disney in this dub.
It could just be that it's an American car that is in Japan.
That can happen. I know some people prefer American cars or like the way they're styled.
Yeah, no, there you go. It could be then.
Yeah, but that's really weird.
Maybe it's in a prefecture that uses that side of the road. I'm not sure.
Well, no, he's driving on the side of the road that... Now I'm confused.
This is a really weirdly specific and unimportant side tangent we're going on here.
It's so important that it ruins my immersion to the film.
It has easy explanations.
Let's go continue.
After a bit, they get a little bit lost, and American Dad... I'm never gonna call him that again, decides to take a shortcut in order to try to get to their new house that they can see up on the hill.
Like any good dad does.
Like any good father. And then immediately starts speeding up in the rocky undergrowth of the forest terrain, and just the cars, like, nearly starts falling apart. Until they come across a gate. And inside that gate is what, Chihiro's father insists is an amusement park. I don't understand his logic, but here we are. And despite Chihiro's protests, the both of her parents insist on going through and just, checking it out. I mean, what could go wrong? I mean, it's not like we're not supposed to be here, or this could be private property, or... I don't know, possibly dangerous in any form, and I mean, we should definitely be pressuring our daughter to go into this place she definitely doesn't want to go, and possibly be late.
I know it's a plot device, but God, her parents are dumb. Why would you just walk into like a place that looks abandoned?
Nothing else in this film bothers me as much as her parents' stupidity.
There's dumber stuff in this movie, but that's like the first sign of stupid.
The thing is like, I'm okay with a lot of the other logic because it is kind of like a weird spirit world, and it's like really wonky and weird, and so like, kind of like, sort of illogical things that happen kind of get a pass by me, because they make sense in the context. It's just like, this funky spirit world, people being stupid, it's fine.
What I kind of speculate would be, and this is like this could be totally wrong, totally far off, but what I'm thinking that maybe, since it's technically that kind of side of passing through that tunnel, technically is somewhat of like a purgatory, spirit world kind of thing, and maybe they were kind of put under not exactly a spell, but they were kind of...
Like a trance?
Maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
And then maybe Chihiro wasn't affected by that because she's a kid or something. I'm not sure.
If it was that, it should have been explained.
You know, that was kind of what was going in the back of my mind, especially at the beginning, because it's like, well, I hadn't seen Spirited Away before, but I could kind of tell where it was going, and it was just like, I see where this is going. They're gonna be stupid and fall into some trap, and yeah, lo and behold, that's what happens.
Another thing would be that it's just like, these things need to happen in order for the plot to move forward in a certain way, and maybe that's just the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, that's why I said it's probably a plot device.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't inherently bad, but it could have been done a little bit better.
It mostly bothers me because of their treatment of their child.
Yeah.
It's better than kicking her. Leaving her in the car.
I don't know why you brought that up, but alright. It seems oddly specific.
It's better than tying her up and shoving the bouquet in her mouth and throwing her in the forest to abandon her.
Are you alright? This is suspiciously specific.
Are you okay, Blake?
It's better than tying her hair in 2 knots and making sure that she can't fix it herself.
Okay, bro?
You alright?
You want to talk about something?
You good?
I lost a ball in a forest when I was a kid.
Oh no.
That's a true story. Not the other stuff, but the ball part. That's true.
Alright. Moving on, where did we leave off?
Huh.
Then walk it into the amusement park.
Amusement park, yes.
Okay, can I just... this is a side note. Ghibli food is amazing in every way, but when I was a kid, God, those, I didn't know what the fuck they were. Were they, chicken onion things? I don't know.
The giant orb he, consumed?
Yes.
Yeah.
That. I fucking have wanted to eat one of those. I don't know what the hell they are, but it looks delicious. I don't know. I just think Miyazaki's otherworldly, food design is really...
Most anime food looks good, though.
Yeah, but Ghibli food looks really good. Especially.
Have you watched a food anime?
I've watched anime with food in it.
No, like a
Ghibli
food
food
anime.
hits different.
No, it can't hit different because it's made by your boy Ghibli.
It do, though.
It do.
No.
Ghibli food hits different.
It doesn't. It's not like it's spiced differently. It's literally just a drawing. You can't, no.
You can't... The only thing that can make me actually hungry for an egg is Ghibli.
No, okay, hold on. You can't say egg. Eggs look great in every damn anime.
They don't.
What do you mean they
like
don't?
eggs
Have
that
you
much.
seen A Garden of Words? The scene where
listen.
she's cooking is
Yeah, eggs
so
look
good. Eggs look
But I don't
good.
crave them. I do not crave them the way I would crave them when looking at a Ghibli film and seeing an egg. My
You two
ear
having
is now
fun?
ringing.
I'm disappointed by your lack of taste in eggs. You don't know the quality that is proper egg material.
I mean, I had some pretty good eggs yesterday. I had ramen.
False.
I'm gonna enjoy sitting back and watching the fireworks.
Were there fireworks in this movie?
Yes.
No.
Somewhere.
Well, I mean...
Somewhere. There's gotta be.
I don't think
I'm
there
confident. No, I'm
I don't think
confident.
there were. No.
I'm confident there were somewhere.
There were not. Wait.
In
yes,
the
they
beginning.
were.
In the beginning,
At the
yes.
end. No,
At the end?
At the end, yeah. But they were daytime fireworks, so they're different.
There's still fireworks.
Oh, wait.
Those are still
Were there?
fireworks.
Shit, my brain.
Somewhere. Every anime. Blake has
Such
drilled
a
this into me and I
hero.
believe it to be true. I have 2 pieces of evidence so far.
Yo, there is a fireworks show? This is false. This is a fan thing.
Oh. You've lied to me yet again.
Hold on. We have to...
How many times must we do this?
That's a bad movie. Can we watch Fireworks sometime? Because that movie sucks.
I'm desperately waiting for us to watch something that's horrible.
God, Fireworks is definitely that.
I want to be in utter agony from visual mediums.
It's so stupid. I can't get into it. It might be a future episode. Anyway, so they're eating all this food.
Alright, I'm not gonna say I called it, but I knew exactly what was happening before anything happened.
Did you know they were going to turn into pigs?
Yes.
What?
my
Was it
God.
because of prior knowledge or was it a guess?
Nope. It was just a guess. I knew kind of immediately the situation was weird. I kind of had an idea that they was kind of going into a sort of spirit world sort of thing because it was so funky.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment that the two of them started making those like really snorting eating noises, I was just like, yep, okay. And because I feel like I've seen something like it before somewhere, and I don't know where. But yeah, no, it also seemed weird that they sort of seemed compelled to eat it, even though it was completely unreasonable, which added to the sort of magical element to it.
Well, it was obviously because it was Ghibli food by Lily's logic.
Yeah, there you go.
They were like, yo, is this Studio Ghibli?
God, me.
Anyways.
Yep.
After that, she finds the bathhouse.
I do love the art and, like, the plants in this movie, because there are just so many scenes where there's, like, in the bathhouse, or in the shot that you see the bathhouse in for the first time, there's this beautiful pine tree, and there are other points where there's just, like, this amazing, like, hydrangea, and it's just, God, the plant art in this movie is so good.
I didn't see the pine tree, I was too busy looking at the giant building.
Anyways, the bathhouse. Chihiro finds rather elaborate and very, very tall, very large bathhouse. Did I say large twice? Whatever. And meets up with Haku. If I had seen this movie as a kid, Haku would have been my favorite character.
He's the worst character.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Listen.
Oh, no.
Listen. I'm about to throw hands.
I don't care if you're gonna throw hands. I have evidence. I've got points and all this shit.
I love Haku.
He's got this mysterious air about him in the beginning, which makes sense, but it feels forced. Like he can explain these things and he's not, and he's just like, yo, go here. Why?
Because it's a sense of urgency.
Yeah,
He's very urgent. He needs to, like, be sneaky about things.
Yeah, but
he can't
why,
just be
though?
like, because of you, Baba.
Yeah, but why?
Because you, Baba's watching him at all times. Haven't you? Were you paying attention?
I was paying attention. In fact, I was paying too close of attention because there's too many things in this film that I noticed that I hate. It's mainly later on in the film that he turns into a bad character. In the beginning, he's just kind of like, okay, they're gonna explain this stuff, and then they never do.
I mean, I feel like that's alright. Kind of things just happening without explanation. Alright, I can kind of see where you're coming from. I'm alright kind of with it here because of the nonsensical spirit world sort of deal. I'm kind of used to these sorts of plots not really explaining why their things work the way they do.
There's
or
a
how.
specific reason why I'm upset about it, and I can't talk about it just now.
Alright, okay, we'll get there and then we'll talk about it more then.
Yeah. I like when all of the spirits kind of dock onto the, like, island or whatever the hell they're on.
You know, when they all first come out, it's a good scene.
Yo, when you see the Radish Man for the first time.
Oh, I love the Radish
Radish Man.
So
He's
good.
great. We're jumping around.
We're jumping around.
No, Radish Man is on the boat when he walks out.
He is not on the boat.
Yeah, he is. I
do
saw
not
him.
see him. Do you?
Yeah, he walks out. He's on the boat. Like, when not the first initial when you're looking at it head on, but when it cuts and the boat's, like, off to the side, you see him walk out. Yeah, that's how I noticed. I was staring at the background because I wanted to find anything that I noticed. And hey, look, there's Radish Man. How do radishes taste?
Spicy.
Are they spicy?
Really?
I mean, certain radishes. I mean...
I want a spicy radish.
Red radishes are very... They hurt your mouth, but,
Give.
Well, I mean, you have to cook them.
No, just eat it raw, straight from the ground.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
Well, my dad eats raw fucking radishes,
Are they white or red?
That's cool. They're red.
Okay, well...
Pure unhinged, let's go.
Yeah. But, like, the specific radish that, the radish spirit is based off of, I'm sure it's... Well, I mean, like, they're crisp. I don't know. It's hard to imagine. Or, it's hard to explain.
It's hard to explain how this radish spirit tastes.
Stop!
Alright, so despite Haku's nonsensical warnings, Chihiro is a bit too late, discovers that her parents have indeed transformed into pigs and can't cross the river in time. And that's when all the spirits come out. You're jumping around a lot. And failing that, there's a scene about Chihiro nearly disappearing, and then Haku comes over and gives her like a berry or something, and then it fixes it. Okay, I can kind of see that one.
It's just like, why? Why even have this be a problem in the first place if you're just gonna solve it immediately?
I think it's either something to do with like the lore it's based off of. I can't confirm this or not. It does kind of add to it does set into your mind immediately, though, that you are in the spirit world now, that has to occur. Because that, like, kind of confirms it, like, eating the food of the spirits is something, and I think various mythologies that, like, is, like, a point. It's not something specific, but, like, the pomegranates is the one I can think of off the top of my head from Persephone and Hades. Where eating the seeds of the pomegranate bound to Persephone to the underworld.
Okay.
Yeah, and I believe there's other examples in different mythologies of similar things.
I feel like that could have been better explained, though, to us as an audience member. Instead
That's
of just
fair.
assumed. Because there's a movie that I didn't think I was going to like, and then I ended up super liking, Coco. It explains a lot of shit that happens in their, like, undead world and all that stuff a lot better. I know it's a completely different film and it tells a completely different story, but it is immediately what comes into mind when I think otherworld and human inside.
Alright. So after this happens, Haku tells Chihiro that she has to ask for a job from the bathhouse's, the boiler man?
Yeah.
Is that his profession?
His name is Eggman. Excuse me.
His name is Komaji. He does look like Eggman.
How did I not see that before? How did my brain not
I
make
was
that
holding
connection?
it. I was holding it in the entire film. That man is just Dr. Robotnik.
He looks like Robotnik.
That's...
He does.
Sonic.
That's just Eggman, but like all of his eggy body has been transformed into arms.
He lost
where all
fat
the
and
mass-
gained arm.
No.
Komaji's so great.
You know, I
love
didn't
him.
think I would like him when we first meet up with him, but like over time, I think he's easily one of my favorite characters in this movie.
He is pretty good.
He's
Yeah.
just cool.
He's
Even
one of
Blake
the.
agrees.
Well, hold on. I might not like this one, but there's things that I do like about it. Like, the whole not explaining things is a double-edged sword. With him, it's a very good example of why they don't explain things. They just show it. He just doesn't need to introduce himself. He's got a name, you see what he does, and all that stuff. You understand his relationship with all the other characters by the way he talks. He doesn't need to be like, she's my bitch, or whatever. No, he just talks to them like he's known them forever. The dialogue in this movie's good. I like that, though.
That is something I do appreciate, though, is that their sort of show and not tell approach is, yeah, like you said, it's a double-edged sword, but it kind of helps a lot with the atmosphere of the movie, and it kind of gets away with the thing of, like, dialogue, exposition, and then, like, 2 cells of animation thing happens, which kind of happens in a lot of anime from what I've seen.
It happens in everything, not just anime.
That's fair, but it's kind of especially visible in anime from what I've seen. I might be entirely wrong. Again, I have seen none anime. But it's something that's always kind of detracted me from the genre. Is just I like a little bit more show and not tell.
I'm not as hostile towards exposition as most people. It's just when it drones on.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Or repeats.
There's a show that I was watching where it just said the same thing, like completely different ways, but it was the exact same thing. It was something me and Spencer watched, and I was just...
My Hero Academia.
That's not it,
Right?
but
No.
My Hero Academia is just... It just shows you the same thing over and over again. What I'm talking about is there's like a person telling you the same thing, just in different ways. it's like they'll have a paragraph of words, and it's like everything that they said in one sentence is repeated, but with synonyms.
Oh,
God.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
That's not how you write things. Please don't do this.
If I can think of the show, I'll just scream it out. But it was so annoying. And it's like, I don't care! Stop.
Anyway, Kamaji, that's his name?
Yes.
Eggman?
Eggman.
Refuses to hire her, but calls over Lin and sends Chihiro to Yubaba. Right up to the top. The big witch herself.
May I just say, I fucking love Lynn. I didn't know it back then, but maybe a little bit gay for her. Maybe.
She's pretty good. I feel like she needs a little bit more of explaining, though. Because she has a little bit more of the limelight than our boy Eggman over there. And I feel like she could have been like, I've been here for this long, and this is how stuff like that.
I feel like that's something you can kind of gather, though, from, like, the situation, though. Like, it's obvious that she's probably was another human at some point who kind of got stuck here, in the same way Chihiro did, and then got trapped by Yubaba.
But
And the thing is, like, she doesn't remember, would she?
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, no.
When you sign that contract, which is immediately after what you said, when you sign the contract, you sign your name. Which I like that. That's a good little. I like that one. I like that little thing they did there. I think that's kind of cool. So she would forget everything and eventually just be whatever she was for as long as she existed.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about the rolling heads? Because they show up here.
They do. What's your problem with the rolling heads?
I don't have a problem with the rolling heads. I really like them, but I just want to know why.
Because
they're
are
just
they?
there. They're fun.
Wait, are they based off of a particular yokai?
I'm guessing they might be.
Because they seem like they would be a specific yokai. Or it could just be, like, Ghibli was just like, this looks cool, this is weird.
It looks dumb.
There are a few, I think, yokai in this movie, but I think a lot of them might be just made up.
Like that lantern hand thing from later on.
Maybe.
No, it reminds me of that, like, umbrella thing.
Umbrella?
I don't know anything about yokai.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that one.
Karakasa Kozo.
What the fuck did you just say to me? Say that to my face, asshole.
Anyways, while that's going on, Chihiro gets signed into a contract with Yubaba by insisting that she get hired. Which apparently works, as Yubaba agreed to something way back when, which means that she has to accept anyone who's looking for work.
Which that's
something
also
along those
not
lines.
explained. Why does she have to do that?
No, it's spirit world junk. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but like, who'd she make the promise to?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
It does matter because it's an important point. If she can't refuse it, it comes into play again later. If she can't refuse it, why?
No, it's just spirit world logic, man. You just gotta roll with things.
If I have to roll with things, then I feel like your world's flawed.
No, but that's like the whole point of Spirited Away. You gotta roll with it.
No.
Things don't make sense. They're not supposed to.
I mean, I think the big thing with the drawbacks of this movie is just that there's only so little time to world build and explain things.
Because it is clear that this is an incredibly dense and well thought out world. And I do agree with you on that. It's a shame that we don't get to see more of it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What you said is the exact opposite of what this film does. For about an hour of the movie, it's world building. In the last 30 minutes, it tries to tell you a story that doesn't matter.
Okay, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel that your points are not entirely unjustified, but I don't completely agree with them.
I'm not asking you guys to agree. You guys can hate my opinions, I don't care.
I mean, you came on here to bash Spirited Away. Clearly, you don't.
To quote my boy Aaron Hansen, gonna get crucified!
The internet's gonna flame you alive. Alright, where were we?
So she just signed her name away.
Chihiro signs her name away and becomes Sen instead. The next morning, because I suppose the spirits only come out at night, Haku takes now Sen over to see her parents, who are now pigs in pig pens, and gives her the card that I have no idea where Haku got that.
I think when she took off her clothes, he took it from that.
Ah, yeah, no, it must have been from that.
That's not super explained, but I feel like that's okay to not be explained.
Yeah, no, that one's... Yeah, no.
Because he gives her
Who's
clothes
magic
back.
anyways? Yeah.
So.
And now we have gone to the important part I was going to talk about. It's not like super duper duper important to the plot, but it is something I noticed. When Chihiro sees the card again, when we see the card again, they are sitting in front of a bush of sweet peas, which are the same flowers that she got in the bouquet.
Okay.
And I thought that was super interesting, and I didn't notice that before.
Do sweet peas mean anything? Now, I know this is supposed to be like a sign of remembrance and stuff like that, but do sweet peas by themselves mean anything?
I'm not sure. I would need to do research on that, but
It'd be cool if they
think
meant
that-
remembrance.
Yeah. I thought it was super interesting that they did that, because I guess it would be more like it would be a symbolistic sign of like remembering or making that connection rather. Yeah. And that's what I wanted to say about that.
I didn't notice that because I've said this before. I don't know anything about flowers. I didn't even care. I don't think I looked at her bouquet when we were in the car ride.
Oh, I didn't really either, to be honest.
It's just the very specific way that the laciness of the not laciness, but like the way the flowers are very like. I always had wondered as a kid what those flowers were because they looked very interesting to me, and then I realized after doing some like I had been looking at photos of sweet peas recently, and it's just they're just shaped very particularly, and you could clearly see that when they were sitting in front of the bush, the backgrounds were very, very detailed, and you could tell that those were indefinitely sweet peas. There were even peas there, so.
Can you eat sweet peas?
I'm not sure.
You'd be surprised about how many flowers you can actually eat, if my memory serves me correctly.
I know Rhett from Rhett and Link really likes to eat roses.
I mean, they make tea out of roses.
Yeah, but
so.
he just bites the fucking top of the rose off.
What have you done? What have you done? You've instilled some like lurking goblin urge in me to like bite a rose the next time I see one. There'll be consequences for your actions.
You'll just
I
go
hope you know
outside
this.
and look at a bush, and there's just one normal rose, and you just kneel down, don't pick it up, and consume.
You know, it's gonna be a long time till I go outside again. So like I'm gonna forget about this by the time we go. But it's gonna the urge is still gonna be there, and there's nothing I can do.
And you're not gonna like, why is this urge to eat this fucking plant?
Why do I want to eat this plant?
You can do it. It's perfectly fine. People like the taste of
except
roses.
for pesticides.
Well, I'm sure they do.
I mean,
but like eating random things out of nature is usually a recipe for disaster.
yeah, you'd have to wash it off, if anything. My dad had always told me stories. My dad and my grandparents always told me stories about how my dad used to just fucking eat flowers. He would just go around in gardens and just fucking eat them.
That sounds like a your dad type thing.
He would fucking do that. Ugh.
After that little incident, Sun goes to work and discovers it's very difficult because she is a small human child in a world of ghosts and much more powerful spirits and people who know how to hold jobs. And she is a child.
Even more so, she works at a bathhouse at like, how old is she? Like 10?
Yeah.
That's no child. That's no child. That's no age for someone to work at a bathhouse.
That's no child.
Oh god.
She got to see the radish spirit up close.
I mean, I feel like it's a different thing when it's a bathhouse, because it's like for bathing, it's not for anything else.
Yeah. And plus in Japan that stuff's normal. So like
it's not a big deal, I assume. While working, she invites in the friendly face, let's say.
No, wait. We have to talk about the big bath.
They
gotta clean out this fucking nasty shit out of this. And we haven't even...
But Friendo comes before that.
Yeah.
Friendo?
Yeah, Friendo.
He shows up for the first Friendo.
Oh.
You know, your best friend, No Face.
I thought you were talking about the stinky man.
No Face. I want to talk about No Face. I mean, we'll talk more about No Face later.
No, yes, let's... No, now is the time to talk about No Face.
Oh god. Not when we learn things about No Face later.
Well, you can talk about how he looks. Whatever. No, they call him he, don't they?
He.
Yeah, he.
Yeah.
Why does No Face go? I know I can't speak, but
It's No Face. Now this is pure guesswork here, but from the way it seems to work, No Face can only really talk after he's eaten somebody, and it seems that he kind of imitates whatever voice of the person he consumed. And
Yeah.
I assume that his name, No Face, is kind of being indicative of him not really having an identity otherwise.
he does have an identity.
Guesswork.
Kind of assimilating. Yeah.
He's a shy boy.
I mean, he does. Yeah, there's something there, but otherwise it's very bland. He can only make noises, and it's just kind of very slow and kind of just watching things.
Also, he's got leg.
Leggy.
Got leggy.
Is he supposed to mean something?
To mean something?
Yeah, without having, before he does all the consumption and stuff, just him being him. Does No Face mean anything?
As in,
Does he stand for something?
I'm not sure.
As in, do you, are you asking, what his significance in the plot is?
No, I'm asking, what is, a symbolistic way. What does he mean?
In terms of the plot or overall, as in his character?
In his character.
I mean,
In his
maybe-
character.
maybe it's a way of Chihiro showing her kindness and selflessness. Cause
Doesn't she do that with everybody, though? I know she does it the most with him, but doesn't she do that with everybody?
well, I mean, not in the aspect of selflessness. I don't think so. I don't know. She's very on track and just doesn't care. 'Cause she's a kid, she doesn't care about money, monetary value. That, she just wants to go back home.
Yeah. My parents are pigs and they're gonna be eaten. That's...
I've got priorities, man. I've got bigger things to worry about.
Yeah, I gotta wipe this stink spirit's ass.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Speaking of stink spirit, there's a big old tub that Sen and Lin have to clean out, rather. And just as they're trying to figure out how to do that, stink spirit starts coming around.
He's a stinky man.
Exactly, yes, big stinky. Uh-oh.
No.
Stinky.
No, don't do this to me.
I'm allowed once.
No one's allowed any.
Well, I mean, he starts coming to the onsen and everybody's like, uh-oh, stinky. That's what happens in the movie.
Anyways, thanks to the help of No Face, Sen managed to get some tokens from the foreman that allow her, and after a while, and with the help of pretty much everyone in the bathhouse after a while, to free, clean, save. I'm not entirely sure what happens here.
I'm assuming what has happened was that the river spirit that came out of the stink spirit was caused by a river being heavily polluted. Because we see bikes and a bunch of other just garbage coming out of it.
Can we talk about the things that were inside of him?
Yeah, it was just
oh my goodness.
I'm assuming there was a river that had gotten flooded and heavily polluted, and it came to the onsen being hey, my spirit's all fucked up, but he couldn't really communicate that, I guess. And then Chihiro and all of them save the spirit, the river spirit.
Oh.
How can spirits be so influenced by the way their physical counterparts are treated?
Spirit world logic. I mean, doesn't that just make sense? That's normal spirit world stuff.
When something bad happens to you, your soul gets crushed, right? That's the expression, oh, my soul was crushed because this bad thing happened. It's your body and your soul are reflective of each other.
I guess, yeah. Yeah.
It's weird, wonky spirit world logic that's just kind of takes things extremely literally. Things have effects on both worlds and slight things, whatever.
Why also when she went to go get the token from the foreman? Yeah, that's his name. Thank you. when she went to go get the token, he was like being very stingy with it. Why? Is there like a stock market on these tokens and you can only limit and ration them out to a specific amount of people at certain times? Was because she was new, she couldn't get the biggest, like, best one, even though she was at the biggest fucking bath?
Look, man, I don't know.
It could just be that he's just an asshole and he didn't like, they don't like humans there, I guess.
It definitely comes off that way, but I feel like there's also another reason, because he says something in that scene that I can't exactly remember. But he says something in that scene that gives it off as, I can't give this to you because other reason. I could be wrong.
I don't think he says.
He doesn't say that,
like that,
but he says something that makes me think that.
I mean, they do kind of treat Lin similarly to that, and we did mention earlier that Lin could have been a case of Chihiro, but she never, like, made it out of the spirit world, so she's just kind of hanging out there for the rest of eternity.
Well, she wants to get out as well. She said that, too.
Yeah.
So the river spirit is cleansed and gives Sen a magic piece of lint. I
don't know if it was lint. It looked more like a ball of dirt.
I know it's not lint, but it's lint.
Magic pocket lint.
Why? Okay. This brings up two things. You know the scene where they're eating?
Yes.
Which one?
Oh, the pork buns.
Yeah, the one that's immediately after she gets the
Mm-hmm.
ball. Why does Lynn hand her the pork bun around the fucking... What are they on? Balcony.
For composition.
Why? It doesn't matter if it's composition. I'm talking about logically, like as a human being. I don't care about art right now. I care about these two characters.
Pork buns.
Why would you do that?
Pork buns only taste good when they're dangerous.
I have been told a lot of times in like critique, if I like often will fuck up a drawing in a certain way and I can't really go back because blah 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 perspective, there's too much like construction work to go with that. If you want to make something look either or just like, you know, either compositionally correct or like have it make sense or look bad, you want it to be more compositionally correct and not make as much sense. Because it's, I don't know.
It just takes me out of the film. It makes me think she's gonna drop it. She's gonna tease this little 10-year-old girl and be like,
Are you gonna tell me that it's out of Lynn's character to do something stupid and dangerous and possibly lose food over it?
There you go.
Even then, it doesn't make sense.
Alright.
It's dumb. Alright, whatever. The second point of this scene that I hate is why the fuck would she bite into it?
Alright, that's...
You have no idea what this is.
It does not look like food.
You sniff it and they're like... and you're just, why? Why?
I don't know. That's... Honestly, I don't know either. I wouldn't do that.
You know, I think the jury's out on this one. I don't...
Yeah.
That wouldn't... Yeah... Why?
I like it makes a funny where she gets grossed out and stuff like that. But logically, why would you put the pork bun outside of the balcony? Why would you eat the orb you got handed to by a giant stink man that became Durgan?
I think though that maybe it might have a correlation to earlier in the film where it's like she thought it would help her, maybe, because of the berry scene earlier, right?
Maybe.
Like, mysterious food. All the food in this world is mysterious. Maybe this is food. Chomp.
Even then, maybe that's why she ate it. Let's just say that, okay? After that, she treats it like medicine. How do you know it's medicine?
Tastes like medicine, maybe?
I think Baba might have said something about it.
She did not.
Or maybe off-screen Lynn... Maybe someone explained it.
If it's off-screen, impossible. The audience needs to know.
Yeah.
If the audience doesn't know and the characters know, and it's that important, bad.
Was it something Zaniba said, I think?
Yeah, but that was after she already fed it to both people.
No. No, that was before, like when you first meet Zaniba in the bathhouse.
That's after she...
No,
that's
before
after she fed one thing.
No, that was before she even gave it to Haku. Because she only gives it to Haku once they get into the boiler room.
Komaji actually says that it is in fact medicine, though. Because he sees it and he recognizes it.
I don't remember
and
this.
That's before, and that's like, he specifically says that it's medicine, though.
I don't remember this.
I remember it because I've seen this movie a billion times.
If I can't find this clip while editing,
It's over for both of us.
I have the voice clips stuck ingrained into my head. I've seen this movie so many times.
if I can't find the voice clip,
He fucking says, medicine from the river spirit. He says it like that kind of inflection. On God.
on your boy,
On your
our
boy.
Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, No Face is in the basement making gold and swallowing people down his unsightly gullet.
He eats everything. All-consuming frog lad.
Yeah, and he's bribing people with gold and stuff like that, which is very...
Just throwing out mad bling.
Yeah, this is the part where I was like, besides this, because this part is obviously, it means something. It's like greed and consumerism and stuff like that. You can tell this is supposed to mean something, but other than that, what does No Face mean? You know, that's what I was asking earlier. He's just eating, and we go back, I think, to Sen.
Mm-hmm.
And is this where we see Haku getting attacked by paper bullshit?
Yes, it is.
Those things, I think, are actual, like, yokai, I believe. I know they're actual things that exist.
I thought they were supposed to be, with the little context I get, like, things that had a spell put upon them by what's her name? Zeniba, yeah, her.
Zeniba, yeah.
Like, she just folded up some paper, cut it up, and was like, yo, dog, magic! and then they went and hunted a dragon boy.
Magic in that voice, exactly.
Yeah, that's how Zeniba sounds.
Exactly. Perfect impression.
Why is she hunting him?
Because he stole something. She explains this.
Yeah, I know, but I want to make sure I know what it is.
You know, Haku stole the golden seal, which was very important. It's
very important, and that part never
very,
gets explained.
That golden seal is just a MacGuffin.
I mean, it led to him being like kind of semi-freed because of the squash and the boog and all that stuff. But
I mean, it could have been any other object, bar. It gets swallowed by dragon.
Yeah. It didn't have to be something like super important.
The paper flying birds, I guess, they have a name. They're called Shikigami, and they are a yokai.
Nice.
Some sort of kami represented by a small ghost.
They must be conjured during a complex ceremony, and their power is connected to the spiritual force of their master. If the invoker is well introduced and has lots of experience, his shiki can possess animals and even people and manipulate them, sometimes causing death. Jesus Christ, this is origami from hell. Wait, type? It's a god. This isn't just some type of fucking yokai. This is a god. What? Alright. So paper is our Lord and Savior now. Praise trees.
Praise trees.
Oh boy. Alright, so he gets like fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he just storms off after that, right? He like gets a little angry and he does a little stormy boy out the window.
I mean, he is just noodle. He's being a noodle and he's wiggling everywhere. Then he falls.
He is pretty noodly.
Yeah, no, he's bleeding internally. He's just wiggling around like a noodle.
He's great.
Some things happen with Zeniba. She shows up for a bit. Turns her nephew into a mouse. Yeah.
Which I love, by the way. Can we also talk about the fact that baby is voiced by Tara Strong?
This is the first time, as another one of those things where I noticed this time around watching this movie. I was listening to the baby talk, and in the middle of watching, I was just like, wait a minute, is that Tara Strong? I was just like, holy shit! I can't believe
she's in so many things.
I know.
Not that much anymore, I think, though. She's kind of slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
But holy cow, she's like Steve Bloom.
I can't believe Tara Strong plays the giant baby in Spirited Away.
So why is the baby giant?
I don't know.
Spirit World.
I think it's supposed... No.
I think it's a reflection of the way Yubaba treats him. Like, I think it's some sort of thing where it's like, yeah, he could be an adult by now or something, but it's just like, she keeps babying him, and so he's kind of like this almost eternally, because, you know, he's a big baby.
Yeah,
I don't know, I'm going off of
I think there actually is a line in that kind of suggests that. I think Zaniba says, aren't you supposed to be older or something already? It gets hinted at, I think. That suggests what you're trying to say. So, yeah.
That baby reminds me of the Mayonnaise Kewpie baby.
What are you talking about?
Oh, wait, Kewpie babies.
Yeah, the
What?
Kewpie baby.
What is a QB baby?
Kewpie.
What is a
Kewpie.
QP baby?
It's the baby that I think is the mascot for Mayonnaise brand, maybe.
No.
There's a mayonnaise
No,
brand
it's
that
not.
has
They're
a
not a
mascot
mascot for
as a child?
Mayonnaise brand. I
Okay,
know
take it
things
away,
about
Ray.
art history. Let me go look up the specific artist.
Are you talking about the Gerber baby?
No.
Okay.
No, I know things about this.
I don't.
Yeah, it's
Help.
the Kewpie baby.
All I know is that baby is on some mayonnaise that I have bought.
You know, the Kewpie baby was a brand of dolls that were made by the artist Rose O'Neil. Somehow, I'm not really sure how, they gained a lot of popularity in, what was it, like, the early 1900s? And kind of became a big phenomenon for whatever reason. They were, like, super popular. They were, like, one of the first mascot characters there ever was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they became, like, a doll line and, like, it kind of became, like, a collectible and whatnot.
What art history class did you learn that in?
It's History of Illustration with, Down.
Oh, well...
You know, somebody did a presentation on these. It's cool.
Okay.
You
Well,
mean to
I
tell me a
wasn't
doll
that-
line became mayonnaise mascot?
Well, the thing is they were used in a lot of different advertising things because, you know, they were, like, super popular at the time. This was, like, before Mickey Mouse and stuff. So, like, this was the only thing.
Who thought baby mayonnaise was a good idea?
Listen, look, I asked, like, why this became popular. I have no idea.
Can we hold on? I want everybody to be silent, and I'm just gonna say this, and we're gonna appreciate it, okay?
Yeah.
Baby mayonnaise.
I hate it.
Why?
There's just a brand of Japanese mayonnaise at my Mitsuwa that I go to, and it's the Kewpie
also
brand.
Japanese.
You know, this thing,
Yeah.
like, took the world by storm.
Alright.
Japanese baby mayonnaise.
The only time I've ever seen a Kewpie baby was in a shop that had a bunch of, like, Japanese, not silverware, plates and shit.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, they're also, like, really
That's
popular
so-
on Fine China for whatever reason.
Well, no, they weren't on them. It was just, like, there was a section with a bunch of knickknacks and, like, maneki nekos and stuff. And
What is a maneki neko?
Do you
The
not
little
know what a
cats
Maneki
that-
They're the
oh my
cat
God.
things.
the
Oh, I
lucky
thought
cat.
you were saying something different. Okay, never mind.
There was just, like, you know how in stores with, like, little items in little, not, like, buckets. Not buckets at all.
An antique store?
No,
A knick-knack store.
no, I guess there were knickknacks in there. There's a little section that just had a bunch of Kewpie babies in there. And I was just like, cool.
I was in this antique store and I found a lot of baby mayonnaise and I didn't know what quite to do with it.
No, there was no mayonnaise attached.
I know you're talking about. Of course, hold on. No, with every purchase of a Kewpie doll, inside of the anus is some baby mayonnaise.
Stop!
There's a small jar of some freshly peeled baby mayonnaise.
Anyways, Spirited Away.
I've learned something today, and it's that baby mayonnaise is a great joke.
So they fall down a pit. And they fall
down a pit?
Yeah, they fall down a pit.
When did this happen?
No, during the confrontation with Zeniba, Haku and Sen get pushed down a big pit. A big old tube full of pipes and whatnot, and then they ended up in the boiler room.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. To which then, this is the point in which, after a bunch of noodling around, this is at the point where Komaji says that the ball of dirt pocket lint that the river spirit gave to Chihiro was in fact medicine.
I don't believe you, but I'll accept
Believe it.
She breaks it in half, and then literally... I'm so proud of how brave she is. She takes half of it and just shoves it down Haku's dragon mouth and forces it down his throat.
The art in that particular composition in that scene.
She really just fisted him some baby mayonnaise.
Stop it. Stop saying these cursed things. Ruining my childhood.
Why? Why are we even here?
Anyway, that scene definitely does look like something you would like, Lily.
Yeah, because he's bleeding. It's great.
Don't hurt my boy.
It would be better if it was some baby mayonnaise.
Stop!
I want to keep bringing this up. This is funny to me.
Stop fucking talking about baby mayonnaise.
There's nothing wrong with baby mayonnaise, especially since it's from Japan.
Shut up.
Anyway, Sen steps on a slug.
After he coughs it up.
He just hecks it over.
This fucking dragon pukes up a hairball and she's just like, ew, and steps on it.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you throw something at it? Why would you step on it with your bare feet?
Because she's badass.
No, that's not badass, that's dumb. What if it penetrated her foot and killed her? What if it was poison? What if the ball you were given from this dragon that you just gave a bath to was poison? You just ate it. She's dumb.
It's quick thinking.
It's stupidity.
No. Do you know how much fucking stupid shit I do when I'm in a timed thing where I only have a couple seconds to take an action to do something?
Alright, so everything you guys are saying is cool and none of it matters because Dr. Eggman literally tells her to go, get it and step on it.
He literally says to step on it.
But still, with her bare feet?
Oh, she doesn't have time for shoes.
She can fucking body slam the thing. She's got a shirt on.
Oh my god.
She can do that one meme where Fuse is tackling the hostage. You guys don't know that meme? It's fine.
So at this point, Komaji, I believe, is telling Chihiro a bunch of things that she needs to know, and eventually comes to the conclusion that they need to go see Zeniba, and they're just like, okay, we need to... Oh, we got the seal back that Zeniba was talking about was hers earlier, so, let's go return it, right? And then Lin comes in at this point, I believe, and Komaji pulls out his train tickets that he's been saving for a very long time. And they're a one-way ticket, I believe, because the train used to go both ways, but now it only goes one way.
Was what?
Yeah.
It used to go both ways, but now it only goes one?
Yeah, she can't go back on the train.
I know she doesn't, but the thing is I don't remember them saying that it used to go both ways.
At the time, I thought it was because he only had so many tickets.
No, the train... It's the train doesn't make...
Well, then how does it keep coming back?
Spirit train.
Okay.
So...
No! Also, why does he have 4 tickets? That's just a small thing. It doesn't super matter. But why does he have 4 tickets? Does he have family that he wanted to bring?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Did he want to bring Sonic, Amy, and Knuckles? And leave Tails in the spirit world?
Oh my god.
I love... This is the scene that I was specifically talking about earlier when I like the dialogue. Because this, between Eggman and Lin, the way they talk to each other here is very okay, they've known each other for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe that could have been elaborated a little bit more, but it was fine.
It's not focal to the plot, and it's kind of nice that it's in the background, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is also where you kind of get to see Komaji's true kindness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just wow, this is a really great guy. Anyway, so then they go to the train station.
No.
Or no.
No. We're skipping over something very important here.
Yeah, we're skipping over our boy.
They
no dick.
get onto the They get on this little, like, round boat thing, because Lynn has to take Chihiro to the train station.
But No Face.
We gotta feed No Face the
And
medicine
then No
first.
Face, they look around and they see No Face just go dive right into the fucking ocean and follow them. And they're just like, oh god damn it, he's following us. So then they get to the train station, and eventually Chihiro's like, hey, do you want to come with us? And he's like, he says yes. He's like, it's like the blowfish with the carrot.
I have a question about this train scene.
Yeah.
So I actually really like this scene. I like that he sits and he's like nervous and stuff like that. It's really cool. But when they stop at one of the stations and it's like this big ass kind of subway going down into a pit thing, why does the shot linger on a girl?
Does it?
Yeah, it does. Like when
It
they're going away from the train station, it lingers on a girl, and I'm like, why?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. No, I noticed that. I thought it was like maybe some kind of I don't know, because I thought that maybe it was some kind of like, oh, that, I don't know, telling the kind of people that live in the spirit world. I don't know, maybe that was someone who died young. I'm not sure.
Well, they did all the who lives in this world with the bathhouse.
Well, yeah. Well, those were like yokai and different kinds of like oh, the spirit of the river.
Yeah, but even the
These
people that
seem
worked
to
there,
be-
there were like other human-looking people, not just Lynn.
Well, they were obviously like not humans that had died. They were spirits that were just like, oh, the radish spirit or the
Can you die twice? Do you go to
but-
Super Hill?
But the in the train scene we get to see like maybe spirits of past humans
Okay.
that
yeah.
were not
Mm.
previously like, oh, I'm the spirit who guards this very specific forest.
Yeah, it's just
or whatever.
dudes. It's not like special
Yeah.
spirits. Okay.
What is that
In the
called?
onsen, whereas in the onsen, it's like, oh, I'm the spirit that protects this very specific forest, and that's my argument for that.
You seem to have had an epiphany, Ray.
Yeah. The fuck.
Eh?
Animism.
What the fuck is an animism?
Animism is a basic belief system that everything has a spirit, which I remembered the name of it right now because I looked it up. I didn't remember anything.
Oh, are you trying to say like the forest guardian and stuff like that? Everything has a spirit.
Yeah, no, so that's the sort of thing that Spirited Away seems to play off of a lot.
Okay, I understand.
I think in general it's just Shinto religion.
Is it?
I think, yeah, because that's something that like a lot of shrines are in Japan. You'll see a lot of shrines of like, oh, this very specific thing,
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, like the radish spirit is the spirit of radishes, right? He guards.
Yo, I bet you he tastes great though.
It's like you pray to him and you will have a good radish harvest.
Yeah.
Things.
So that's like what animism is supposedly about. It's like plants, animals, like a rock, a river, like maybe even like a human structure or something, or like just like anything and everything has a spirit.
So they arrive at Zeniba's place, and they get guided by the Pixar lamp. It's great. I like that. I love little kind of characters that don't talk, but they're cute, and they serve one purpose. They go in there. She cracks a cold one with the boys, tells them what's up. Here's point number one that I don't like. Zeniba says some bullshit. She's like, yo, that curse that was put on to your boy Haku wasn't broken by the medicine. It was broken by your love for him.
No, there were two different.
It
No,
was
there
in the
was- okay.
house. Yeah.
The slug was a different thing. It wasn't
Yeah.
the seal.
It was the thing that Yubaba was using in order to control Haku.
Yeah, but there was another thing that was broken by love.
Oh, the curse on the seal.
Yeah, that was the curse on the seal.
That
and
was
a
causing
different thing.
Haku's internal bleeding.
I'm not asking what was the curse. I'm asking what the fuck is the love. These characters barely know each other. I hope to God it's platonic.
I assumed it
Yeah.
was, because anything else didn't really make sense.
Because that's my problem with Howl's Moving Castle. It does exactly the same thing. However, in that, it's not platonic. I hope it's platonic. I will continue to assume it is. If it's not, that's stupid. So it's like, yo, it's broken by love or whatever, bro. And then they leave. After they leave, he flies her to
well, I mean, you have
what?
to mention that Haku appears.
Haku went with them.
No.
Well,
Whatever.
no.
We've already
Haku
started
Haku does not go with them on the train.
He just shows up.
He shows up because he's
I thought you were
going to
complain about that.
No, I'm not going to complain about that. I honestly don't give a shit about that. It's the least of my worries. It's other shit that I'm about to talk about. That's why I skipped over it. Because one thing, I didn't even remember, and two, I just don't care. I guess Haku shows up. Whatever. He flies back to the bathhouse, and then the scene that ruins fucking everything happens. Why is this here? It is where Haku's like, oh, I remember my name now. I'm the water spirit dude, and I saved you when you were drowning as a kid. This was never hinted anywhere else in the film. There is nothing.
Yes, it was.
It was.
How? Tell me, and I will tell you you're wrong.
When they were falling through the pipes, there is a cutaway, like when Chihiro is riding on Haku's back, where like there's a brief cut-in where it's like everything is underwater, and you get a small glimpse of that scene that you get there.
Also, when they are saving the river spirit, and she has like a moment where she's underwater, and she's like, oh.
But we never knew that she was drowning as well.
She's in water.
No, that doesn't mean you're drowning. You can be underwater and not be drowning.
Well, I mean, does she have to be drowning in order to remember? Does that have to be the through line?
What I'm saying is we don't know that she drowned as a kid.
Well, she didn't.
No,
she's right here.
You don't drown. She didn't drown because
she was drowning and got saved. I'm saying we don't know that she was at any point drowned or was drowning in a river. We were never told this. This was never hinted at. And Haku was never hinted at being a water spirit. Obviously, that's okay. I get it. It was supposed to be a big reveal, cool, whatever.
But it was because of the dragon that she saves earlier.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Just putting that connection.
That's really fucking dumb.
You're fucking dumb.
And it's hinted that they know each other multiple times.
I know that part doesn't bother me. It's not the part that they know each other. It's not the part that she's just, I guess I drowned as a kid. I guess he saved me. I love you.
Well, the thing is that she knows that happened to her as a kid, but she doesn't
We don't
remember
know
the
that! We don't! The audience doesn't know that! I need to learn this. This is what I'm complaining about. I need to know this as an audience member.
Bro, you could extrapolate.
You can't! How am I supposed to know she drowned as a kid and when it gets thrown on me in the last 10 minutes of the movie?
It's hinted at throughout, small times.
It's not! Just the water part is, and even then it's dumb. Because it's not long enough.
She literally has a flashback
Of her on, like, in water. Oh god.
Yes.
That's
water,
not hinting. That's not foreshadowing.
No, when she
That's
has her
bullshit.
hand on the handlebar of the bicycle, it cuts to a flashback of her holding onto Haku's horns.
Yeah, that doesn't solidify your point. What I'm saying is that is not enough of a hint or enough of something to tell me. You know, I need to know the fact that she at one point was drowning. That is not hinted at. Whether she's underwater or not. In the little stupid 2 little flashbacks of like half a second where she's holding onto Haku underwater. That is... No. That's not... There's information that needs to be told to me, you know? Like, you remember when, at the beginning of the film, when her parents are like, oh, looks like they were gonna make a river here, or something like that. What if... That's supposed to hint at the flooding that happens later. I know that. But, like, what if they said, be careful around water? If they would have said something like that, oh, I understand now. Something happened before. This doesn't happen anywhere else in the movie. Doesn't happen at all. It's stupid. And then the next thing that happens that pisses me off is she doesn't know about this contract, this game, or whatever, this test that she's supposed to do with Yababa and all that shit. Yet she full on accepts it and is just like, okay. Like she knows the whole time. She's not like, this is bullshit.
Well, she does, accept a lot of stuff that happens. Kind of just, rolls with it. She doesn't really be, she's not really, she doesn't, object a lot. She's just like, alright, because that's, I don't know.
But that seems like something that's super important, that, she should be told. By at least, because Haku knows. Haku knows. He should have told her. They flew all the way back to the bathhouse. It took all night. He should have told her within that time.
And maybe he did.
No, because we didn't know that!
Well, no, because it's explained to the audience.
Okay.
Ahead of time.
Yes, but we don't know that he tells her. They could have hinted at this by saying, oh yeah, I have something to tell you, and then cut to the end. Not like the credits, but like the scene. If he would have said that, oh, okay, maybe he told her something, and that something he told her was this, because it's directly leading into it. Doesn't do that. It's just bullshit. I guess I drowned. Now I gotta go do this test about my parents. It's so very, at least for me, I just can't accept these facts because they're not properly set up anywhere else in the film. At least adequately enough.
I do kind of agree with you in some aspects. They could have done a lot of foreshadowing a lot better, in my opinion, because that was something I did notice on my viewing, is that whole, like, river reveal scene did kind of come out of nowhere. Even though it's, like, in retrospect, it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, it's just, like, kind of, But
also, not to mention, the fact that everything that basically happens within the bathhouse doesn't fucking matter.
Does it?
Look, like, for a movie and all that stuff, and if you're trying to tell a message, it matters. But objectively, remove everything that happened in the bathhouse. She's like, okay, she signs her name. We know she works there. We know she wants to get her parents back. Cut to the end scene. There you go. Complete plot right there. Everything in the middle is just filler.
That wouldn't make any sense, though.
No, okay, it wouldn't make sense actually, but what I'm saying is those are the only two scenes that matter. Is the beginning and the ending. The middle is just filler.
But, like, the thing is, if you remove the middle, it wouldn't make sense anymore, so that means it must have some significance.
No, I think it would make sense enough.
Sure, those are the important bits, but there's still stuff in between.
Not stuff that matters, like the no-face stuff doesn't super matter. The stink spirit stuff doesn't matter.
I'd argue that that's kind of important, maybe not to a plot, but important to Spirited Away in particular.
Well, it's also important to Chihiro's character.
Okay, I'm not talking about character stuff. I'm talking about, like, the amount of time we spend in the bathhouse in correlation to how much actually matters. It doesn't. Now, there are points that are important, and I get that, and I'm not saying there aren't, because obviously I watched the movie, but the bathhouse ultimately just doesn't matter, and we spend so much time learning about it and understanding it.
Alright, okay, so what I'm saying is that for Spirited Away, maybe having a direct, like, constantly progressing plot doesn't actually matter.
Why would you say
And
this?
the movie is enjoyable regardless.
I didn't say the movie wasn't enjoyable. I said that the movie is incohesive.
The thing about Spirited Away is that it's kind of an experience. You're kind of seeing things through Chihiro's eyes, and some of that ends up being kind of pointless, I suppose, but it's like, you're still seeing it, you're having her experiences, and that's what the movie's about, rather than, like, some particular, like, hero's journey or something, I guess.
Well, it doesn't have to be a hero's journey. It can be the exact same story,
no.
just told slightly differently. They could have done so much better with the points that they wanted to say. In the last 10 to 15 minutes of the movie, they're packing so much in there, and it's like, why? Spread the shit with Haku out more. We really only see him 4 or 5 times in the entire movie.
That's fair. I want more of him.
I want more of him.
Make me actually care about this character that gets hurt. Make me actually care about this character that saved the main character at some point. That's this big reveal, you know? If the plot twist of your movie isn't a twist because nothing was fucking there, then why even have it? I don't hate this movie. I hate Howl's Moving Castle. I don't hate this movie. Literally, the part that I complained about, the bathhouse, everything in the bathhouse I like. It's just the ending. It ruins the context and the actual progression of the story for the rest of the film. If the ending was if the ending was written and done in a better way, then they could have made all the bathhouse stuff matter. They could have made a better ending for No Face, even though I kind of like that he was stuck at Grandma's house or whatever. You know? That, like, yeah,
it's good.
Constantly cracking cold ones with the boys, but it just doesn't feel right. This is why I don't like it that much.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not gonna try and convince you. I mean, I don't have much hold over this movie. I mean, I watched it.
If you want to try and convince me, you can. I'm not going to say you're going to be unsuccessful, but you might see something that I don't.
I mean, that's fair. That's also fair. What I'm saying is I'm not going to religiously defend it, because it's not my place.
I'm gonna defend my place though, because God, it's annoying. It at least annoys me. The movie looks good though. It's animated beautifully.
Oh, it's Ghibli. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm not gonna say this movie's terrible. I like the film. It's enjoyable to watch. Just expect me to walk out of the room during the last 15 to 30 minutes. It's a masterfully executed piece of cinema that I feel like was squandered at the end. And I don't think more time could have done it. I feel like they had to completely restructure the ending. That's why I don't like it. That's why I get all upset and stuff like that. Is there anything else you two want to talk about before we grade this film?
Another interesting part, when they come out of the spirit world through the tunnel and they see their car again, it's covered in leaves.
And like dust and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
lint.
weathered. It's like...
How long were they in there?
Yeah, that's what I'm... Because you would assume, since they're in the spirit world, it's like the time doesn't matter, and it's like they, in the real world, no time passed by, maybe? And then you could also... I don't know, it's just weird. And there's also, like, people could make the argument of it was maybe all a dream kind of deal, but you also see Chihiro's little hair tie.
Yeah.
That they... What are they called? All the little friends. All their little friends.
the
No-Face
soot?
And...
Friendship hair dye.
Oh, the boys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the boys.
The boys.
The boys.
Yes.
The boys.
The baby, the bird, and the boy.
Yeah, No-Face and the baby and the bird.
Alright, I need art of No Face in a backwards cap and a beer.
No?
Somebody give this to me.
The beer is labeled
Yes.
I do want to know. That's an interesting aspect. That's one of the things that is unexplained that I feel like is good to have unexplained, because it gets you raising questions. Like, how long were they in there, you know? And if they were in there for too long, they don't have a home anymore.
Oh, no.
Yep. Some weird shit.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm okay with that, though. That makes sense.
You also see the, when you see Chihiro turn around, you also see the hair tie kind of glisten. There's a little glistening effect to bring attention to the hair tie. Like, oh, it wasn't a dream. She really had the hair tie. Everything happened.
It's a good movie, somewhat.
Yeah. I was honestly kind of skeptical at first, since this was kind of a new experience for me, and it took a while for me to start getting into it. But as soon as the bathhouse started to actually kind of get rolling, I was enjoying myself. It's a good film. It's just along for the ride, and it's nice.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. I probably don't have as strong as attachment to other people whom I may know who have stuck with this movie since childhood.
I.e. me.
Yes, you.
Can we talk about that for a moment?
Huh?
How big of a part does nostalgia play in this film for you? Because I do not value nostalgia at all. And not only... I'll bring up 2 points with this. One, I didn't see this movie when I was a child. I saw it when I was much older. I think I watched it for the first time last year, you know? And I had the same problems then as I do now. But to bring up another point, The Iron Giant. I love that film. Not because of nostalgia, but because it is honestly a good movie, you know? It does things that I like, and it does it in a specific way and stuff like that, and it tells a story and all that. This isn't about the Iron Giant. I'm just trying to shorten it all up. I like that movie, and I know I would have liked that movie even if I hadn't seen it when I was a kid. I don't look at that movie and be like, oh, nostalgia, I like this. You know, that is a good movie. Lily, when you look at this, do you see childhood?
I think that it's just a tiny part of it. There's definitely some of that aspect there. Yes, but a lot of it also is just I feel like mostly it's visual aesthetic.
The movie is very visually appealing, yes.
I suppose that
look
plays
at the
into...
bathhouse.
I suppose that plays into both of our enjoyment of the film as artists.
Specifically, just looking at, I hadn't looked at the background as a kid as much before. I mean, I did look at the background. There are things that I definitely noticed. I always looked at backgrounds as a kid. All the little art things. But now that I'm, my eyes are more trained in that sense, looking around just at all of the art and all the flower motifs on the walls and the sliding doors and everything. It was just like watching this movie again, it was just like, wow, these are amazing. You know?
Like, there's a lot of detail and it certainly looks good. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say that Ghibli's bad animators, because that's false.
Objectively false.
Yeah, that's like that. That's I can't say that, but I can say that the story sucks. Ray, what are your thoughts, and what would you give this one?
Ooh, let's see. Well, I've seen it for the first time. I've finally seen a Ghibli movie. It's not perfect. It's not like a 100 out of 100. It's like 25 out of 25. But I enjoyed myself. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. Still trying to figure out how the scale works. 22 out of 25. Baby mayonnaise.
Okay, I got you. Baby mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Lily?
Well, I mean, oh God, this movie just is a lot of things that I really enjoy. Visually, aesthetically, story-wise, otherwise. I'm gonna give it a 24 out of 25.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, in some sense, it's my baby, kind of ish. I have a very special connection with this movie. I would say that it is my favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
In some cases, in most cases, it is always the movie that I immediately think of when I think the word. When somebody asks me, what's your favorite movie? My brain goes Spirited Away, because that's ingrained into my head.
Mm-hmm.
Even though times have changed, and I've definitely seen a lot more movies, and that might have changed, but I always go back to it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm giving it a 24 out of 25.
And that's respectable, 100%.
Here we go.
I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but I'm gonna let you finish. Oh, it takes the mic away.
Oh.
This movie is critically acclaimed for a reason. It's amazingly animated. The music is delicious in just about every way. And it is a good time to watch. But the ending, the last 30 minutes of the film, it honestly ruins it for someone who analyzes things a lot and tries to understand how a world works and all that. And it's infuriating for me specifically. It's not a bad movie. It's a really good kids movie. I'll stand by that.
Are you calling us children?
I like way more childish things than both of you. I can't. I don't have the nostalgia for it. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, and it's one of those things that you're just supposed to watch. Kind of like SAO. You're supposed to watch it brain dead. You're just watching it, you know? You just enjoy what is on screen. Now, this is significantly better, but you know what I'm saying.
How dare you?
What do you mean?
Comparing Spirited Away to SAO?
Dare you?
I'm talking about story-wise.
Motherfucker. Again, how dare you, motherfucker?
Let me tell you, I got the same amount of enjoyment from this as SAO.
Oh, again, how dare you, motherfucker?
I enjoy it, but there's parts that infuriate me, and maybe I just have to turn off my brain.
Oh, the people are gonna crucify you. Oh,
you're gonna get
Lord.
fucking
I don't
hands
care.
thrown at you.
I know that you don't.
Just wait till Howl's Moving Castle. I'll rip that one apart because everything in that film sucks. I give this film a 16 out of 25.
Damn.
Which is obviously this is the second episode, but holy shit, that's the lowest score.
But they're gonna get lower. They're gonna get way lower.
Oh yeah.
I would recommend watching this film though. I'm not gonna just say don't watch it.
Please watch Spirited Away.
If you haven't seen it, give it a shot. If you hate it like I do, nice. If you love it like Lily and Ray do, nice. It doesn't really matter. It's just a movie, you know? Everyone can take something away from this film. And I hope everybody has seen and will watch it.
Thank you so much for watching the second episode of AniBabble. Spirited Away was one of my favorite movies, and I'm glad it was selected for this second episode. And I hope you can bring out your inner beast stars with us next time.